And a good evening. Welcome to Vincent Beck Stadium for Oil Barons baseball. Tonight, the Beaumont Oil Barons trying to avoid a sweep at the hands of the Nacogdoches Niners. Game three of a three-game series. The Nacogdoches won Friday night 11-3, and then a Mercy Rule game 12-1 last night. Thanks for joining us here as we get set to go here in the top of the first inning. First pitch up, probably about 4 or 5 minutes away as the meetings at the plate have just wrapped up. Here's the starting lineup. First off, for the visitors from Nacogdoches, leading off in left field is Joshua Stanley. Stanley had an inside the park home run on Friday night. Devin Duque is the center fielder. He bats second. Batting third, the designated hitter, Jay Kelly. Batting cleanup at first base is Brandon Sheets. Batting in the fifth spot, second baseman, Adrian Sindo. Batting sixth, right fielder Devin Myers. 7, 8, and 9 in the batting order. Oscar Galvez, the shortstop. James Vanderpool at third base. Fernando Perez Ortega is catching. Pitching tonight for Nacogdoches will be Gun Beck. Your starting lineup for the visitors from Nacogdoches. 24-6 on the year. They're riding an 8-game winning streak. For your Beaumont Oil Barons, leading off at third base is Jermaine Brown. Batting second is Michael Perez, the right fielder. Ben Larson is at first base. Bats third. Batting cleanup, Dorian Lewis at second base. Gregory Monette is the shortstop, newly acquired. Batting sixth is B.G. Santana, the center fielder. Cameron Dixon's the designated hitter, bats in the eighth hole. Batting in the seventh hole, Batting eighth is Dylan Whitmire, the catcher. Rob Brown bats ninth. Brown is the left fielder. On the mound for the Oil Barons is Chris Collins. Right-hander loosening up as we set the defense behind him. Rob Brown is in left field. Center fielder is B.J. Santana. Michael Perez in right field. Brown, Santana, Perez making up the outfield. Around the infield at third base is Jermaine Brown. Gregory Monette is the shortstop. Dorian Lewis at second base. Ben Larson, the first baseman. Dylan Whitmire is the Oil Barons catcher. And once again on the mound for the hometown Oil Barons is Chris Collins. Setting the dimensions here at Vincent Beck Stadium. 325 down the lines. 365 to the power alleys. 380 to straightaway center with a really nice hitter's eye. Batter's eye above the outfield fence out in center. And if you look, you can look out there, you can see that yellow line. It's a double deck fence here at Vincent Beck with the advertising, the advertisements in the upper level of the high fence. Anything off those will be a home run. Anything above that yellow line you see out there. We are set to go with Joshua Stanley leading it off. Stanley Friday night, 2 for 4 with 3 runs scored, 3 RBI, including an inside the park home run. Last night, Stanley was 1 for 3. Is that a good weekend to this point? And we're set to go. First pitch on the way, and it pushes him off the plate inside for a ball. Stanley, Duque, and Kelly here in the top half of the first inning for Nacogdoches. Sheets if someone reaches. 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss. 1-1. My name's Harold Mann. Thank you for joining us for Oil Barons baseball here at Vincent Beck. The 1-1 pitch on the way. High chopper. Picked up by Monette. Fires across just in time. Not much Gregory could do there for the Oil Barons. He had to just sit there or stand there and wait because that ball was chopped high off the turf and makes a good, strong throw across. 1 up, 1 down here in the first inning. Devin Duque is the center fielder Friday night batted in the 8th spot, had a couple of hits, couple runs scored. First pitch swinging, fouls it back. 2 for 4 Friday night. Did not play in last night's ball game. No ball, 1 strike on him. Here's the 0-1. On the outside corner for a called strike, it's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Hit off the end of the bat, just fighting that pitch off. That's all Devin was doing there for the Niners with 2 strikes down in the count 0-2. Anything close, he just wants to get the bat on it. 0-2 pitch misses a little bit low and inside for a ball, 1-2. Here comes that 1-2 pitch. High and tight for a ball, evens it up at 2-2. 1 down here as we're just underway. Oil Burns baseball games start at 7 with the exception of Sundays. We get underway at 6. 2-2 underway. Fouled back. Stays at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the 2-2, way outside ball 3, 3-2. About normal depth in the outfield with the outfielders straight away, all 3 playing straight away. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Good pitcher. Chris Collins coming right at him. 2 up, 2 down.
And third, the designated hitter, number 8, Jay Kelly.
Jay Kelly, designated hitter, right-handed hitter, as you see. Good night Friday night, 3 for 3. With an RBI, run scored, walked a couple times. 1 for 4 last night. Swings and misses at the first pitch, down in the count 0-1. Pitch just off the outside corner, little about knee level, ball 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. Here comes the 1-1. That's fouled over to the grandstand's right side. Beautiful night for baseball. Hot, of course. It's Southeast Texas. It's Beaumont, Texas. It's knocking on the door of July. So you're going to get the warmer weather. Here's the 1-2 pitch outside for a ball, 2-2. Brandon Sheets waits on deck. He'll bat if Kelly extends the inning. Here comes the 2-2. That ball's hit into center field. Will drop in for a base hit. 2-out single for the Nacogdoches Niners, bringing Brandon Sheets. He's the cleanup hitter. 1 for 4 on Friday night with a couple of RBI. 2 for 5 with a run scored last night. As you see, left-handed hitter steps in. Nacogdoches loves to run. They do. They had 12 steals on Friday night. There they go. Ball fouled back to the screen. Have to look up, see how many they had last night. I know they had the 12 on Friday night. Look, they had 5 last night. See if Collins throws over there. There he goes again. Ball's going to be hit into left field for a base hit. Rounding second, heading towards third. Throw in. Not in time. Now they have the runner picked off between second and third. And no throw. Runners will be there. The hitter, Sheets, got hung up between first and second. He's able to get to second base. So runners will be at second and third. Shortstop Gregory Monette was going over to cover the bag, and that allowed Sheets to get that hit into left field as he left his spot. He was covering with the runner going. Hit batter. Adrian Sendo hit by the pitch. So after 2 out, now the bases are loaded. Had a ground out and strikeout to start the game. A single, and a hit batter. Devin Myers comes to the plate. Did not play Friday. Last night, Devin Myers, 4 for 4 with 3 runs scored, 5 RBI. Now, there was a situation last night where it maybe could have been an inside the park home run for him. However, we'll tell you here after this 0-1 pitch. Misses. He slid going into third base. Third base coach was wheeling, come on home, keep going, but he slid going into third, and then the throw got past the third baseman, Brown, and he came on down to score the run, so it went in as a triple and an error. 2 balls, 1 strike. Back-to-back singles and a hit batter following 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. There's a foul tip into the glove of catcher Dylan Whitmire. Evens up that count at 2-2. So Chris Collins 1 pitch away from getting out of the inning here in the top of the first. Ball 3. So the runners will be going. 3-2 pitch coming up with the bases loaded. All 3 runners getting a head start on this full count pitch. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Devin Myers not happy with that. He thought that pitch was off the plate, but it's called strike 3, and also some chatter from the Niners dugout. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left aboard. We're at Vincent Beck Stadium. Half of inning of baseball. Our score, Nacogdoches nothing. The Oil Barons coming to bat. All right, set to go here in the bottom of the first inning. Jermaine Brown leads it off for the Oil Barons. Third baseman, lefty gun back on the mound. First pitch misses for a ball. 1 for 3 last night, Friday night for Jermaine. Last night, Jermaine 1 for 3, has a couple of hits in the series. One ball, one strike. Joshua Stanley's in left field. Devin Duque in center. Devin Myers in right field for the Nacogdoches Niners. High and outside for a ball. Checking in the infield, James Vanderbilt at third. Oscar Galvin is the second, shortstop, Andrew Adrian Sindhu at second to base. Brandon Sheets at first. Fernando Perez Ortego is the catcher and gun back on the mound. 3 balls, 1 strike on Jermaine. Oil Burns looking to get off to a quick start. Here comes a 3-1 pitch. Fouls it back to the green. Had a good cut at it. He had a really good cut at that ball. Fouls it back to the backstop. Come out and support your Oil Burns throughout the 26th season, inaugural season for Summer League ball. There's one fouled back. Count runs full. Beck ready to come in. The lefty gives up a walk. Good job there by Brown. Jermaine fouled off a couple pitches to earn the walk. Michael Perez, the right fielder. He's 1 for 4 with a run scored on Friday. Had a couple hits, 2 for 3 last night. Let's see what Brown wants to do at first base with the lefty looking right at him. He's leaning a little bit, and there he goes. Pitch is popped up. Brown's going to back up and get back. Shortstop Galvin comes over, makes a catch near the third base bag. Ben Larson, a newly acquired Oil Baron.
Batting third, the first baseman, number 30, Ben Larson.
0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored Friday night. 0 for 2 with an RBI last night. Throw over to first base. Nacogdoches in the top of the first inning after 2 are out, loaded the bases before Chris Collins was able to get a strikeout to end the inning. Pitch on the way, crosses from the lefty on the outside corner in this lefty-lefty matchup. Another throw to first. Nacogdoches is the hottest team in the league, winners of 8 in a row. Here's the ball hit out towards right field. Coming over to make the catch is Devin Myers for the second out of the inning. 1 on, 2 out.
Batting fourth, the second baseman, number 24, Dorian Lewis.
Dorian Lewis, second baseman for the Oil Barons. 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored Friday. 0 for 3 last night, looking for his first hit of the weekend series. First pitch to him. Nice pitch, catches the inside corner above the knees for a called strike. No balls, one strike. Throw over to first. 2 outs in the inning. Crowd out here enjoying summer baseball. Pitch comes in, up a little bit for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. There's a pitch pretty well hit to left field. Back goes Stanley, still going back, and makes a really nice over-the-shoulder running catch about the time he got to the warning track. Nice job out there by Joshua Stanley of the Niners. For the Oil Baron, excuse me, here in the bottom of the first inning, no run. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left aboard. After 1 inning of baseball from Vincent Beck Stadium, no score between the Oil Barons and Nacogdoches. Seven, eight, nine to the batting order coming up here for Nacogdoches, starting off with the shortstop, Oscar Galvez. There's a ground ball to second. Dorian Lewis over to Ben Larson. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the second inning for James Vanderpool. Oh for 4 Friday night, Vanderpool. Did not play in last night's ball game. Third baseman. Pitch tapped foul. One ball, one strike. 2-0. 2-0 pitch upstairs for a ball. Five pitch walk. First walk surrendered by Chris Collins. He had hit a batter and given up 2 hits in the first inning for Fernando Perez Ortego. Did not play Friday night or last night. First pitch to him, pretty well hit out towards the left. Rob Brown backpedaling. That ball's going to be over his head. Couple hops go to the wall. Rounding third, heading towards home. Here comes the throw, the play at the plate. And let's see, he's out. He is out at the plate. Good job there from Brown. Hit the cutoff man, firing home for the out. Vanderpool not happy. He thought he'd gotten that front hand in. That'll be a double for Perez Ortega. He goes to third on the throw. And Nacogdoches gets a runner thrown at the plate. 9-6-2 for the second out. First pitch is high and tight for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. That ball got over Rob's head in left field and did a really good job after a couple of bounces off the wall. Got the ball back in. Here's a fly ball to Santana, and he'll make the catch for the final out of the inning. No runs on a hit, no errors, 1 left aboard. Head to the home half for the second here at Vincent Beck Stadium. No score. Harold Mann with the Vincent Beck Stadium. Move to the bottom of the second inning.
You have your Oil Bears batting fifth, the shortstop, number 19, Gregory Monette.
5, 6, and 7 in the batting order, starting with Gregory Monette, shortstop. Monette, a newly acquired oil baron that did not play this weekend. As we've talked about earlier, you know, in a new league like this, you do see roster changes quite a bit. 1 ball, no strikes, 1-0 pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. That pitch fouled over on the right side, picked up by on deck hitter B.G. Santana. I will just slipped out of the hand of Beck, stayed up. Like he was trying to come in with a changeup, off-speed pitch, and just didn't get the shade pulled down. The 2-1 pitch inside for a ball, 3-1. Fouled back to the screen. Runs the count full. Three balls, two strikes, 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Strike three to start the inning. First strikeout for Gun Beck. He'll be facing B.G. Santana. B.G. looking for his first hit of the weekend series. Takes the first pitch on the outside corner for a called strike. No balls, one strike, one out, nobody on here in the home half of the second inning. No score between the Oil Burns and Nacogdoches. Pitch misses for a ball. Misses low. Looking over to my left, one of the Nacogdoches fans gets here, and you just got to know my personality. She has a puppy with her. And I go up to her before the game and said, "Ma'am, I'm sorry, no dogs are allowed in the stadium unless I get to pet them." So that's my rule. So I got to pet Milo. 3 balls, 1 strike. Beck ready for the 3-1 to Santana. Ground ball heading up the middle. Nice. Oh, no, it's going to be off the second baseman, Adrian Sindu. Sindu tried to make a sliding stop on that ball. That's going to be an infield single. Although it did bounce off Adrian, he did a really good job in the middle of the infield getting to the ball. That's a base hit for Santana. A swing and a miss from Cameron Dixon. 0 for 2 with a walk last night. 0 for 3 on Friday night. Thanks for tuning in here on Oil Burns Baseball on our YouTube. Always like hearing messages from fans. 1-2 pitch, misses for balls. We look over here. We have Veronica saying, "Let's go Niners." One ball, 2 strikes. Beck ready to come in, looking at the runner at first. There's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Dylan Whitmire, the Oil Barons catcher. Had a good night Friday night. He was 3 for 4 with an RBI. 0 for 2 last night. Take the first pitch inside. Came in hitting 268, right at 268 average. Two-out base runner, 1 ball, no strikes. Ball's going to be fouled out of play over the grandstand's right side. Two and one. Cal goes 3 and 1. High and outside, ball 4. Oil Barons with 2 base runners here in the first. Rob Brown, left fielder, 9th man of the batting order. One for 3 last night, hitless on Friday night. Has an RBI opportunity. There's a swing and a miss. No balls, 1 strike. Outside for a ball. That's called a strike. 0 and 2 on the board. I don't think that's right. But I've been wrong numerous times, so I think there should be a ball up there as well. Foul tipped. Fouled back. A 1-out single and a 2-out walk. Runners at first and second here in a scoreless game. There's the ball heading up the middle into center field. Rounding third, coming home, B.G. Santana. Here comes the throw, slides in safely. The Oil Barons take a 1-0 lead. On the RBI single by Rob Brown. That's his second RBI of the season. Flip the order back to the top of the batting order for Jermaine Brown. is a high fly ball to left field. And that ball will be caught by Joshua Stanley for the final out of the inning. But the Oil Barons strike first. 1 run on a couple of hits. No errors, 2 left. 2 innings of baseball behind us here at Vincent Beck Stadium in Beaumont. It's the Beaumont Oil Barons 1, the Nacogdoches Niners nothing. Two innings of baseball behind us here at Vincent Beck. Oil Burns with a 1-0 lead. 2, 3, and 4 in the batting order coming up for Nacogdoches. Devin Duque struck out his first time up. He'll be followed by Jay Kelly and Brandon Sheets. That's 1 of 2 strikeouts for Collins. He had 2 strikeouts in the first inning. First pitch inside for a ball. In that first inning, the Niners, Nacogdoches, loaded the bases after the first 2 out, and that inning ended with a strikeout. Ball 2, 2-0. Two balls, no strikes, 2-0 pitch on the way. Inside, ball 3. Three 0 pitch, misses, ball 4. A 4-pitch walk to start the third. Second walk surrendered by Chris Collins. He also hit a batter. Jay Kelly singled after 2 out in the first inning. First pitch fouls it back over the press box. 1-0 Oil Barons here in the top half of the third inning. Ball 2, 2-0. Excuse me, 2-1. As we had that first pitch fouled back. Collins with the runner going. Go down to second base. Not in time. 12 steals on Friday night for the Niners. 5 last night. And now they get their first stolen base of this game. An aggressive base running team. They've had a runner thrown out at the plate tonight. I like that. I do. I like aggressive base running. 2-1 pitch to Kelly on the way. Lines it foul. 2-2. Oh, they might have him picked off. Oh, the throw came on the right side of the bag. They had him leaning. Nice move by Collins. If that throw is on the third base side of the bag, they're probably going to pick him off. Good job, though, by Duque to get that hand in on the back side of the bag. 2-2 pitch on the way. Inside ball 3, 3-2. Three, 2 on the way. Hit him.
First baseman, number 22, Brandon Sheets.
Here's Brandon Sheets. He singled back in the first inning. One of 3 hits on the board for the Niners. A walk, then a hit batter. Setting the plate up here for the cleanup hitter. Sheets showing bunt, pulls the bat to back, misses for a ball. So the left-handed hitting cleanup hitter squared the bunt, trying to get those runners to second and third. Showing bunt again, gets it down. Play, nobody covering first. Collins came in, fielded the ball, looked over, and no one was covering first base. That will go as a bunt single for Adrian Sindo. Bases loaded, nobody out. Filed back to the screen. I know you're not supposed to coach or comment from the booth with a headset on. A lot easier to sit up here than it is down there, but you would think maybe second base would have come over to cover first, because first baseman Larson is charging. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Boy, a strikeout would be huge here for the Oil Barons. 1-0 Beaumont here in the top of the third. However, Nacogdoches have loaded them up with nobody out. Oh, 2, hit him. That'll tie the game up. That's a sore shoulder RBI. Gets the RBI there with a base-loaded hit. Gonna get a visit to the mound. Christian Carmucci, the head coach of the Beaumont Oil Barons, making his way to the mound. We're tied at 1. Bases are still loaded and nobody out. Meeting on the mound. Meanwhile, as that meeting's going on, Nicaelan Morrison, head coach for Nacogdoches, is talking to Devin Myers, his hitter. Myers, a strikeout victim to end the first inning. Has an opportunity here for the Niners with nobody out and the bases loaded. First pitch misses inside for a ball. Double play depth up the middle, tied on the corners on the Oil Burns defense. 1-0 pitch. Fouled back, evens it up at a ball and a strike. In a 1-1 game. Comes the 1-1. Swung on, fouled back out in front. 1-2. Collins and the 1-2. That went off the knob of the bat. Stays at 1-2. Collins again with a 1-2 to Myers. Ground ball going to get by the diving shortstop. That will score 2 runs on the 2 RBI single. By Devin Myers. Myers with 5 RBI last night gets 2 more in his second at bat here tonight. It is now 3-1. Still nobody out. Oscar Galvez grounded out to second. Pitches upstairs for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. To the 6th batter to bat here in the 3rd inning for Nacogdoches, and still nobody out. Chris Collins, 1-0 pitch. Just missed the outside corner. He was up the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. I'm sorry, 2 balls, no strikes. I apologize. 2-0 pitch with the runner going from second to third. Throw down to third. He's safe. Double steal as also taking off and going to second is Myers. Good throw there from Whitmire to Brown. Good base running by Sendo to get that hand on the back corner of the bag. Here comes a 3-0 pitch. That ball swinging on 3-0. That's going to find the gap. That will score 2 runs. Here comes the throw to the infield. A 2 RBI double by Galvez. He was swinging on 3-0 and drove him in. Come on. It is now 5-1. Vanderpool walked. Foul tips it. Vanderpool walked in the second inning. He was thrown out at the plate trying to score on Perez Ortega's double. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Curveball misses outside for a ball, evens it up at 1 ball and 1 strike. High for a ball. 2-1. Ground ball towards second. Play will be to first for the first out of the inning. Going to third base is Galvez. 4-3 on the putout. Darian Lewis over to Ben Larson. It's a good job by Dorian Lewis with the runner going on contact. Ball hit on the right side of the infield. No need to try to throw him out at third. Just go ahead and get that sure out. Fernando Perez Ortega doubled in the second inning, and we're in the third right now. Ball fouled back after the Oil Barons took a 1-0 lead after 2. Here in the top of the third, Nacogdoches has answered with 5 runs. Good pitch. Catches the outside corner. It's 0-2. Not a bad 0-2 pitch, trying to get him to chase one outside. Nice job there by Fernando Perez Ortega, laying off that pitch just off the outside corner. 1-2 pitch, spins him away, nearly got him. It's 2-2. Collins has already hit 3 batters tonight, including 2 here in the third inning. Reaching out, sends a high fly ball right side. And that ball's going to drop in foul territory. Perez, right fielder. Lewis, second base. Larson, first base. All giving chase. Count stays at 2-2. Here's one sent out towards right to field. Perez comes over and makes the catch, tagging, coming home. Here comes the throw, sliding in. He's in there. The throw up the line just a tad, first base side. Whitmire got the bag, came back, but a good job hustling by Galvez to score the run. It is a sack fly. An RBI for the second out of the inning. It is 6-1, bases loaded, and Nacogdoches has batted around Joshua Stanley, the ninth hitter to come to the plate. First pitch swinging. Fouls it back to the screen. Just past the top of the hour here on Oil Burns Baseball from Vincent Beck Stadium. Here's the 0-1. Curveball misses high, 1-1. Do have a lefty kind of loosening up a little bit for Nacogdoches. Nobody in the Beaumont bullpen. Up a bit, 2-1. Looked like Chris wanted that one. He thought he caught the top of the strike zone. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Hind tight for a ball, 3-1. Three balls, 1 strike, 3-1 pitch, not even close. That's a walk. Devin Duque, who started this inning off with a walk and scored a run, steps in. Second time to the plate this inning. First pitch swinging, fouls it back up and out of play. Comes the 0-1 pitch upstairs for a ball. 1-1. Runner goes. Throw down to second, not in time. 1 ball, 2 strikes. In the inning, 2 walks, 2 hit batters, a double and a single. 6 runs, 2 out. Now he's going to go to third. No throw. Count 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fouls that one away. Here's the 2-2. Outside ball 3, 3-2. Called strike 3 to end the inning. But what an inning it was for Nacogdoches. 6 runs, 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left aboard. Head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. It is 6-1 Nacogdoches. Michael Perez, the lead it off for the Oil Barons here in the third. He popped out to short his first time up. First pitch misses for a ball. 6-1. Nacogdoches with a 6-run third after sending 10 hitters to the plate. Ball drops in for a called strike. There's a ball hit out towards right. Devin Myers circles around, puts a glove around it. For the first out of the inning. Ben Larson flew to right his first time up.
First baseman, number 30, Ben Watson.
First pitch is upstairs for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Down for a ball, 1-2-0. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Swung on, that's fouled off on the left side. No, that's actually not a foul ball. Excuse me. That's going to drop just inside the line. Larson into second base with a stand-up double. I apologize, misread that one. And it's a 1-out double for Ben Larson. Third hit of the game for the Oil Barons. Left fielder Joshua Stanley did a good job getting over. Tried to make that diving catch. Dorian Lewis flew to left his first time. 0 for 1. Of the 1-out double here in the third inning. Little opposite field double for Ben. Ball's going to bounce away. He's going to try to go to third, no throw. And a wild pitch. Perez Ortega picked the ball up. It looked like he was going to try to make a throw down there, but he dropped the baseball after picking up. The runner advances on a wild pitch. Lined out right side. 1-1. Two balls, one strike. Here comes that 2-1 pitch. He gets hit by the pitch. So the Oil Barons with runners at the corners with 1 out. Gregory Monette, a strikeout victim. Got a meeting going on the mound with pitcher Gun Beck, catcher Fernando Perez Ortego, and second baseman Adrian Sindo. Harold Mann with you here on Oil Barons Baseball. Gregory Monette. Swing and a miss. No balls, one strike. Six to one, Nacogdoches here in the bottom of the third inning. Inside for a ball, one strike. There goes your runner, no throw. Stolen base for Dorian Lewis. 2 balls, 1 strike on Gregory Monette. The lefty comes in with a 2-1 pitch. Changeup, swings it out in front of it. He was up to count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Infield tight for play at the plate if need be. Here comes a 2-2 1-out pitch. Swing and a miss at a high fastball for the second out of the inning. 3 strikeouts for Gun Beck of Nacogdoches, with B.G. Santana coming up. He singled an inning ago, scored the Oil Barons' only run. Sends the ball out to right field. Should not be a problem for Devin Myers, who makes the catch for the final out of the inning. Bottom of the third for the Oil Barons. No runs on a hit, no errors, and 2 left. 3 innings of baseball behind us. It's Nacogdoches 6, the Oil Barons 1. Oil Barons took a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the second inning. However, in the top of the third, Nacogdoches answered with 6 runs on 3 hits. Sending 10 men to the plate. 3, 4, and 5 in the batting order coming up to face Chris Collins. On a beautiful night for baseball in Beaumont. There's a toss down to second. Kelly singled in the first inning, hit by pitch, and scored in the third.
Leading off the top of the board for Nacogdoches, designated hitter number 8, Jake Kelly.
Kelly with a good weekend. 5 hits now on the weekend with that base hit in the first inning. Oh, 1 pitch swung on, lifted in the air. Let's see, it's right fielder Michael Perez making the catch on a high pop. You had Perez coming in. You also had second baseman Dorian Lewis and first baseman Ben Larson all going out. And it's Perez who makes the catch. Brandon Sheets, a 2 for 2 with a run scored, singled in the first, a bunt single in the third inning. Ended up scoring a run. The bunt single was the situation where nobody covered first for the Oil Barons. There's a swing and a miss. There's a changeup. It's 0-2. One ball, 2 strikes, a 1-2 pitch, slapped towards second. Lewis, cross-body throw over to first in time for the putout. 2 up and 2 down. Again, thanks for tuning in on YouTube. I always believe our viewers are so special to tune into Oil Barons Baseball. Sendo hit by pitch and hit by pitch. When he's hit by the pitch and inning to go, the bases were loaded. He ended up getting an RBI, then later scoring in the inning. There's a swing and a miss at a changeup, brought the curveball in, had him swinging out in front of it. Fouled back over the grandstands. Missing on the inside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Two and two. Bases empty, 2 out. That ball hit out to left field. Rob Brown makes the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. Top of the fourth, no runs, no hits, no errors, no one left aboard. Head to the bottom of the fourth inning. Score remains Nacogdoches 6, Beaumont 1.
Leading off for your Oil Barons, the designated hitter, number 3, Cameron Gibson.
Bottom of the fourth inning. 7, 8, and 9 in the batting order for the Oil Barons to face Gunn Beck. Nacogdoches Niners with a 6-1 lead. There was a called strike on Dixon, who struck out his first time up, went down swinging. Called strike 2. Beck comes in with the 0-2. Misses inside for a ball. Count at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tried to check his swing. They're going to peel down to first base umpire. Yes, he went around with a swinging strikeout.
Catcher number 27.
4 strikeouts for Beck. Here's Dylan Whitmire, the catcher. He walked his first time up. The lefty Gunn Beck upstairs for a ball. There's ball 2, 2-0. Ball 3, 3-0. Boy, I got some good snacks out here. Got some good watermelon lemonade, fresh squeezed. Check that out when you come into the ballpark. 3 balls, no strikes, 3-0 pitch, called strike 1. Here comes the 3-1. Misses ball 4, 1 out walk.
Left fielder, number 2, Brown.
Here's Rob Brown, RBI single, drove in the Barons' lone run back into second. We're into fourth with Nacogdoches leading 6-1. A 6-1 top of the third for the Niners. Pitch up and outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. One 0 pitch popped up left side. Third baseman James Vanderpool in foul territory will make the catch for out number 2. A 1-out walk. Now there's 2 down in the inning. Flip the batting order. Top of the batting order, Jermaine Brown, who walked and flew out 0 for 1. Get hit by the pitch. Second hit batter, Gun Beck.
Right fielder, number 6, Michael Perez.
Let's bring up Michael Perez, the right fielder. Likes being called Cuba. So Cuba steps in 0 for 2, a pop out and a fly out. Two down, 2 on for Perez. First pitch swinging foul, tips it, goes back to the backstop. Here's the 0-1. That's going to be fouled out of play right side. No balls, 2 strikes on Cuba Perez. Pitch to Michael on the way, upstairs for a ball. 1-2. The 1-2 pitch, that's lifted up in the air, get out of play. Spin, throw to second. Beck's 1-2 pitch, lifted out to right field. Myers behind it, reaches up, catches it for the final out of the inning. 4th inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, 2 left aboard. Head to the top of the fifth inning at Vincent Beck. Score remains Nacogdoches 6, Beaumont 1. Top half of the fifth inning for the Nacogdoches Niners. 6, 7, and 8 in the batting order, starting with Devin Myers. Myers called out on strikes to end the first inning. Single, or 2 RBI single, had a stolen base and scored a run in the third.
Top of the fifth inning for Nacogdoches. Right fielder number 17, Devin Myers.
First pitch to Myers, a swing and a miss. Collins working into the fifth inning here. Nobody in the Beaumont bullpen. Here's the 0-1. Inside for a ball, 1-1. A lot of personnel down to the Nacogdoches bullpen. Nobody throwing, but that's been the situation all weekend long as they have the pitchers down to the bullpen. 1-1 pitch. Misses ball 2, 2-1. Here comes the 2-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. The 2-2 on the way. Change up, little curveball there, off speed. Will run the count to full. Three-two pitch is a ground ball heading up the middle into center field for a base hit. Hit number 7 on the night for the visitors from Nacogdoches. The league is made up of the Nacogdoches Niners, Fort Scott Dragons, Meridian Blues, Brian Yard Dogs, Piney Woods Timber Hogs, and of course your Beaumont Oil Barons. There goes the runner. There's a throw down. Not in time. That's the sixth stolen base of the game for the Niners. Spin and look at the runner at second, nobody covering. Pitch misses for a ball. One ball, one strike, one on, nobody out. Runner at second base. Leadoff single on a stolen base. Here's the pitch, ball lifted in the air to right field. Cuba Perez comes over, makes the catch. He's going to try to go to third. Here's the throw, not in time. Runner tags and goes to third on the fly out to right.
Third baseman number 14, James Vanderpool.
Vanderpool is 0 for 1 with a walk. Walked in the second, grounded out the second into third. Roller on the third base side is going to be foul. There's the ball lifted out to right field. Tagging is Myers. Here comes the throw. Got a chance to get him at the plate, but the ball rolls away. He didn't touch the plate, I don't think. It's going to go as a sac fly. Two outs in the inning. It's an RBI for Vanderpool. I don't think Myers touched home plate when he came in. But the Oil Burns didn't pick up and finish the play. He may have. I don't know. 7-1. Here in the top of the fifth. Upstairs for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. Three balls, no strikes. Here comes a 3-0 pitch, called strike one, taking all the way. 7-1. Called strike two. Comes a 3-2 pitch, upstairs, ball 4. Flips the lineup card to the top of the order. Joshua Stanley, 0 for 2 with a walk. Left fielder. Pitch down for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes on Stanley. Inside the park home run Friday night. Here's the ball lifted in the air. Right fielder Perez comes in and drops the ball. Ball popped in and out of his glove. Might be a question, did he have it long enough? Apparently not. That'd be a runner go to third. That'd be an error on the Oil Barons right fielder. He had that for a couple seconds before it popped out of his glove, so no argument. There's Devin Duque with the runner going from first to second, no throw. Another stolen base. That's the third stolen base for Joshua Stanley in tonight's game. Nacogdoches has added another run here in the game here in the top of the fifth to take a 7-1 lead. Inside for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 on, 2 out. In the top of the fifth inning. Out of the strike zone up high. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here comes a 3-2 pitch. That ball lifted out towards right. Perez makes the catch for the final out of the inning. 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error, 2 left aboard. Head to the bottom half of the fifth inning at Vincent Beck Stadium, Summer League Baseball. It is the Nacogdoches Niners 7, the Beaumont Oil Barons 1. Ben Larson leads it off for the Oil Barons. He doubled his last time up, 1 for 2. Little opposite field double down the left field line. One ball, no strikes on the Oil Barons first baseman, Ben Larson. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Swing and a miss on a changeup. Beck ready to come in. Misses for ball 2, 2-2. There's the 2-2. Ground ball fouled on the first base side. Ready for a 2-2 from Beck to Larson. Fouls it off on the left side into the parking lot. Changeup gets him to swing out in front of it for the swinging strikeout.
Second baseman, number 24, Dorian Lewis.
That's 5 strikeouts tonight for Gun Beck. There's Dorian Lewis. Flew out the left into first, hit by a pitch into third. Oil Barons took a 1-0 lead into second. Niners come back with a 6 in the third and 1 into fifth. Lead at 7-1. Oh, 1 pitch. Lifted up on the right side. Brandon Sheets, first baseman near the stands, leans over. Just about made a great catch. Just couldn't quite reach it. Came over on that first base side of the stands, extended past the dugout, leaned over, and just about made an outstanding catch. Brandon Sheets. Roller towards short. Barehanded by Galvan and fired across. Oscar Galvin with the bare hand across the diamond. 2 down here in the 5th.
Shortstop, number 19, Gregory Lynette.
Gregory Monette, 0 for 2, a couple strikeouts. Watches the first pitch low for a ball. Misses for a ball. 2-0. Misses again. It is 3-0. Gunbeck has given up 3 hits tonight. And he walks a 2-out walk. So let's see if the Oil Barons can get a 2-out rally here in the 5th inning. Fourth walk by Gunbeck. He's also hit a couple of Oil Barons. BG Santana singled and scored in the 2nd inning, the lone run, and he's also flew out to right field. First pitch upstairs for a ball. 5 in a row out of the strike zone. One ball, no strikes, 1-0 pitch. Misses inside for a ball, 2-0. There's one lifted in the air. Center fielder Duque coming over will make the catch for the final out of the inning. Oil Barons lead one stranded here. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left aboard. That's 8 that the Oil Barons have left aboard through 5. And after 5, it's Nacogdoches 7, Beaumont 1. Some changes for the Oil Barons. Center fielder B.G. Santana comes in to pitch. Right fielder Cuba Perez goes to center. Cameron Martindale is the new right fielder, meaning the DH has been eliminated. Martindale will be batting in that spot. Want to thank CSG Lumberjacks tuned in tonight, giving some updates and other scores around the league. Piney Woods leading Meridian 7-0 in the top of the second. Bryan leading Fort Scott 9-3 in the bottom of the sixth. Thank you, CSG. Give you the rundown on starter Chris Collins here in just a second. 5 innings, 7 hits, 7 runs. Let's see, 1, 2. 2 strikeouts. Four walks. And he's hit 3 batters. So B.G. Santana again, the new pitcher. As we move to the top of the 6th inning. Okay, so Martindale's at second. Lewis is in right. All right, there we go. So some changes for the Oil Barons defensively. First pitch swings a fly ball to center. Perez makes the catch. Michael Cuba Perez with a catch out in center field. Here's Brandon Sheets, the first baseman, has a couple hits and a ground out, a run scored. One of his hits is a bunt single. Takes a ball outside. 1 ball, no strikes. It's going to be fouled out of play on the left side into the stands. One ball, 1 strike. 1 out, base is empty. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Be fouled down the right side. There's a hit by pitch. That's the 4th hit batter for Beaumont pitching tonight. There goes your runner. Throw down to second, not in time. Runner at second base with 1 out, with Adrian Sendo at the plate. There he goes to third. Throw down to third. Not in time. Nine stolen bases for Nacogdoches here tonight. They had 12 on Friday night. Pitches high and tight for a ball, 1-2. Sendo hit by a pitch twice and flew out to left. He's also scored a run and has an RBI. The second time he was hit by the pitch, the bases were loaded. 1-2 strikes. 1-2 pitch is a wild pitch back to the backstop. Here comes a throw at the plate with the pitcher covering, not in time. He'll score on a wild pitch. It is now 8-1. Six in the third, one in the fifth, now one here in the sixth inning. Bases empty, one out. Inside for a ball. Count runs full. There's one lifted in the air. Second baseman Martindale calling for it and makes the catch for out number 2.
Right fielder number 17, Devin Myers.
Devin Myers, 2 for 3. 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. Is that a good night? First pitch misses. This way. We talked about earlier, Myers last night, 4 for 4. There were some fans out there hoping he had hit for the cycle, but on his second triple, he actually had slid into third base, and then the ball was thrown by the third baseman, so he was not credited with an inside the park home run. It was a triple and an error. Pitch misses. 3 balls, 1 strike. The unique thing about it is his third base coach was giving him the signal to keep going. That's Mason Sellers over at third. Devin slid in third base. 3-1 pitch, off-speed changeup, a swing and a miss for strike 2. Base is empty. 3-2 pitch to Myers. Fouls it back. There's a base hit past the diving second baseman Martindale. Trying to get to second. He does. Kept going once he got to first, and that's going to be a double. 4. Devin Myers.
Shortstop, number 11, Nasser.
Myers didn't play Friday night. Again, last night, 4 for 4. 3 more hits tonight. So last night and tonight combined, Devin Myers has 7 hits. In a 8-1 game. Pitch outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Spin and look at second. They got a chance to get him. Throw out to second, safe. They had him froze up between about 15 feet off the bag, and he was able to slide back in. Nice job there by Devin Myers going back to the bag, getting his hand on the outfield side of the bag before the tag can be put down. Santana ready to come in with a 1-0 pitch. Catches the outside corner for a called strike, 1-1. Gonna be a wild pitch back to the screen. To third base goes Myers. 4th of July weekend, next weekend, Oil Barons back home here at Vincent Beck. Three and one. Ball 4. And that's a walk. In the inning, a fly out hit by pitch. Stolen base for Sheets, who was hit by a pitch. He scored on a wild pitch. Sindo popped out. Myers doubled. And now Galvez has just walked. Here's James Vanderpool. Runners at the corners with 2 outs. Chops it foul, third base side. Picked up on the hop by Mason Sellers, third base coach. No balls, 1 strike. Up for a ball, 1-1. Vanderpool walked, grounded out, and had an RBI sac fly. There goes you running from first to second. It's going to be fouled. A little high step over there at third base by Myers to get out of the way of that one. That's why you always got to be looking. Two and two. 2-2 with runners on the corners. Ball lifted in the air. And that's going to drop in as communication there between Martindale and Perez. A run of score on the RBI single by Vanderpool. Nobody touched it, so you got to give him a base hit there. Although that should have been a catch for the third out. It is 9-1. Ball hit out towards right field. And that ball's going to bounce in for a base hit. One run will score. Off the bat of Fernando Perez Ortega. That's his second hit. He also had a sac fly, so he's had a good night. 10-1 here in the sixth inning. Wild pitch to get another run home. Runner at second base. 4 more runs for Nacogdoches. Top of the sixth inning. They've opened up an 11-1 lead on the Oil Barons. 11 runs on Friday night, 12 runs last night, and 11 runs here tonight. Pitch is up for a ball. Another pitch down in the dirt. Joshua Stanley reached on an error his last time up. He's also walked and flown out, grounded out. And there's a walk. Ninth Niner to come to the plate. Devin Duque. Second time tonight that the Niners have batted around. Duque has struck out, flown out. And here comes another run on a wild pitch. Scoring is Fernando Perez Ortega. Going to second is Joshua Stanley. 12-1. Two and 0. Ball hit out towards center field. Perez comes in, can't handle it, try to make a sliding catch. The run will score on the RBI double by Duque. With the Stanley scoring, every Niner has scored a run tonight, at least one. Myers stealing the show right now for the Nacogdoches Niners, as he is 3 for 4 with 3 runs scored after going 4 for 4 last night with a single, double, and 2 triples. Conversation on the mound.
Designated hitter number 8, Jay Kelly.
Jay Kelly, the DH, started the inning off by flying out to center field. Another throw down to third on another stolen base. Ball heading up the middle into center field to score another run. On the RBI by Jay Kelly. It is now 14-1 here in the top of the 6th inning with 2 outs.
First baseman number 22, Brandon Sheets.
Sheets hit by pitch and scored earlier this inning. He also has a couple of base hits. Tied in with a ground out. Going from first to third on a stolen base and then an error. Or pass ball, excuse me. Ten men to the plate in the third. 11 so far here in the 6th. Another run's going to score on a wild pitch. Making it 15-1. Sheets, 2 balls, no strikes. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Hit off the end of the bat, 2-1. It's a foul ball. There's another base hit. This one's going to go into center field. Six hits in the inning. A hit batter and 2 walks. Ball hit out to left. Caught for the final out of the inning. Seven runs in the inning. 8 runs in the inning, excuse me. Oh, there we go. 8 runs in the inning. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is 15-1 Nacogdoches. Dixon grounds out on the first pitch.
Dylan Whitmire.
Whitmire steps in. Dylan has walked his both times up. One out here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Oil Burns down 15-1. Beck comes in with the pitch. That's fouled right back to the screen. One out here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Pitcher catches the outside corner for strike three. Here's Rob Brown, the left fielder. He's 1 for 2. Got the Oil Burns lone RBI back in the second inning. Ground ball backhanded at third, and that's going to be a base hit. Going to throw across the first anyway. You're not going to get Rob Brown. Fourth hit of the game for the Oil Burns, the first one since the third inning.
Third baseman, number 12, Jermaine Brown.
Top of the batting order, Jermaine Brown, the third baseman. First pitch is a called strike to Brown. Walked in the first inning, flew out to left in the second, hit by a pitch in the fourth. Stolen base for Rob Brown as he takes off. Ball 2, 2-1. It's knocked down at home plate by Perez Ortego, keeping the runner Brown at second base, who has a 2-out single. 15 runs, 13 hits, no errors for Nacogdoches. 1-4-1 for the Oil Barons. 3-1 pitch inside, ball 4, walked him. 2 on for the Barons with Michael Cuba Perez coming up. Popped out to short, flew to right, and flew to right once again. He's flown out to right fielder Myers twice. A ground out, a strikeout, followed by a single, and now a walk. Brown took off to go to third base, but the pitch is fouled out of play. He'll have to go back. up for a ball. We do now have activity in the Nacogdoches bullpen. There's a 1-1 pitch hit out to left field. That ball's going to find the gap. That will score 1 for 2. That will score 2 on the 2 RBI double by Michael Perez. 15-3. Ben Larson, first baseman, 1 for 3 with a double. Had an opposite field double in the third inning. And we're going to have a pitching change. There will be a pitching change here in the bottom half of the sixth inning with Nikhilin Morrison making his way to the mound. There's a signal to the bullpen. Cade Morgan, the new pitcher in the game for Nacogdoches. Gunn Beck went 5 2/3, 5 hits, 6 strikeouts, 4 walks, hit a couple batters. He's given up 3 runs to this point. Base runners are his responsibility. Morgan getting his final warm-up tosses. Left-handed hitter Ben Larson, the first baseman. First pitch inside for a ball, 1 ball, no strikes. Fouled back to the screen. He was up to count at 1-1. Cade Morgan, 2 balls, 1 strike. on Ben Larson. There's a called strike, 2-2. Ground ball towards third baseman, and that is Vanderpool with a strong throw across for the final out of the inning. But the Oil Barons do score a couple runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left. After 6 innings of baseball from Vincent Beck Stadium, it is Nacogdoches 15, the Oil Barons 3. Michael Perez is now pitching for the Oil Barons. Started off in right field, then he moved to center, and now he's pitching. 3 positions in one night for Michael. The Niners sent 10 men to the plate in the 3rd inning and 11 to the plate in the 6th. Devin Myers, 3 for 4 after going 4 for 4 last night. Takes a fastball for a called strike. Swinging a hot bat at the plate. 3 runs scored as well tonight. Stepping into the batter's box last night into tonight, Devin Myers, 7 out of 8. One ball, one strike. There's a swing and a miss, strike 2. Perez set to come in to Myers for the 1-2 pitch. Inside a little bit for a ball, 2-2. Three balls, two strikes. I want to thank everybody for sticking with us tonight on Oil Baron Baseball. Always nice to have you tuned in. Three balls, two strikes. Here's the 3-2 pitch. That ball's fouled third base side. Perez's 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. You get the hot hitting Myers striking out the top of the seventh inning here. Oscar Galvez grounded to second, 2 RBI double and scored. Flew to right, walked and scored. First pitch called strike one on the inside corner at the knees. Bounces in for a ball. One ball, one strike. Nobody on, one out. Top of the seventh inning. 15-3 Nacogdoches. Called strike two. Perez has come in here in the top of the seventh inning. He's throwing strikes. He's getting that ball around the plate. Ready for a 1-2 pitch. That ball's hit hard to left field. And going to be over the head. Rob Brown. Galvez heading towards third, and it will slide in. No, they tagged him on the shoulder. They tagged him on the shoulder, and here comes an argument. Galvez is upset. Head coach Nikhil Morrison comes out. That's going to be a double. Thrown out, trying to stretch it into a triple. I was looking down. I think that Galvez has been ejected from the game. Now the conversation with the umpiring crew going on. I think Galvez got an early exit. He didn't think he had gotten tagged. Looking down towards the dugout, I don't see him leaving the dugout, so he may not have been kicked out. But there are two outs in the inning. Here's Vanderpool. He has a single. He also has a sack. He's walked, grounded out. He scored a run. Everybody in the lineup tonight for the Niners have scored. Here's a ball off the end of the bat. Good job by the Oil Barons defense to get Galvez trying to stretch that double into a triple. No balls, one strike, the 0-1 pitch. Called strike two. Oh, 2 pitch, lined foul. Stays 0-2. "16 hits tonight for Nacogdoches. The 0-2, called strike three to end the inning. Time to stand up, stretch out. Let's stretch them out for Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Head to the bottom of the 7th inning. It is 15-3 Nacogdoches. Oil Barons need to score at least 3 to keep this game going. 4, 5, and 6 in the batting order, beginning with Dorian Lewis. Oscar Galvez is out at second base. So Galvez was not ejected. I had my head down, looked up, and I thought I'd seen that, but I was incorrect, which happens now and then. Lewis is 0 for 2, hit by a pitch. Flew out, hit by a pitch, grounded out. Ground ball heading up the middle into center field for a base hit.
First up, number 19, Gregory Beaumont.
Gregory Beaumont 0 for 2 with a walk. Takes a pitch on the outside corner for a called strike. Throw over to first, not in time. One on, nobody out here at the bottom of the 7th inning. Runner going. There's a swing and a miss. Throw down to second, not in time. Stolen base. No balls, 2 strikes on Monette. Pitch high and inside for a ball, 1 ball and 2 strikes. The big innings tonight, batting around twice for Nacogdoches, once in the 3rd and once in the 6th. 14 total runs in those 2 innings. Comes the pitch, swing and a miss for strike 3. 1 out, 1 on.
Center fielder number 13, B.G. Santana.
There's B.G. Santana. Started off in center, came in and pitched an inning, and now he's back out in center field. Called strike. There's a throw out to second. That ball's going to hit the bag and roll into right field. Lewis will go to third on the air. First error of the game on Nacogdoches. Santana at third base with 1 out. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Couldn't get it with a fastball. Cade Morgan in relief of Gunn Beck. Beck went 5 2/3. Gave up 3 runs. On 5 hits, and there's a swing and a miss for strike 3, and the Oil Barons need something to happen. They're down to their final out here in the 7th inning with the mercy rule in play. Called strike, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Runner at third base, 2 down here in the 7th. 15-3. There's a swing and a miss, strike 2. There's a roller towards third. Fielded. Fire across. There's your ball game. For the Oil Barons at the bottom of the seventh inning, no runs, one hit, no errors, one left. Final score, due to the mercy rule, Nacogdoches Niners 15, the Beaumont Oil Barons 3, 15 runs, 14 hits, one error for Nacogdoches, 3-6-1 for the Oil Barons. Swinging the heavy stick tonight for the second night in a row, Devin Myers, who had 3 hits, multiple hit games for Jay Kelly as well. Look at him down the roster. Piney Woods comes to town next Friday on the 4th of July. Winning pitcher tonight, Gunn Beck. The loser is Chris Collins. I've been Harold Mann with you here on Oil Barons Baseball. Again, we're back Friday when Piney Woods comes to town. The final score one more time. Nacogdoches winning their 9th in a row, a 15-3 win over the Oil Barons. From Vincent Beck Stadium, I'm Harold Mann. Good night, everyone.